Islam, we must have the authentic knowledge of the religion. We must have the real knowledge. Anyone who does not have the real knowledge of the religion will not be able to appreciate the beauty of Islam, will not be able to understand the beauty of this religion. This religion, more than 1400 years ago, 1400 years ago, during the last Hajj, the last pilgrimage of the Prophet ﷺ, on the day of Arafah, Allah revealed the ayat in Surah Al-Ma'idah, where Allah says, Al-Yawma akmaltu lakum dinakum wa atmamtu alaykum ni'mati wa raditukum al-Islam dina. Allah says, today I have perfected your religion for you. So more than 1400 years ago, the religion is perfected. So imagine when something that you really wanted, like you want a house, and the builder of the house has perfected the house for you. Can you imagine your feeling? So religion for human being is very important, and Allah, the creator, our creator, has perfected this religion for us more than 1400 years ago. And Allah continues to say that wa atmamtu alaykum ni'mati, and He has completed His favor upon us, and He has chosen Islam as the religion. So Islam is the only religion that we believe can unite human beings, be it male, female, Arabs, non-Arabs, Malay, Chinese. Islam is the only religion that protects every single human soul on earth in this world. And Islam is the only religion that gives us whatever we need in this world and in the hereafter. Islam is the only religion also teaches how to take care of each other, love each other, not just human to human, but human to other creation, be it the animals, be it the environment. And Islam is the only religion that is recognized by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When we talk about religion, we must understand what is religion, because many people today, they are confused. What is religion? Because we believe no one can live in this world without a religion. Even they say, I'm a free thinker. Oh, I'm a free thinker, I don't have religion. No, you have a religion. Everyone who lives in this world will have a religion. Whatever they claim they are not, I'm not attached to any religion. So if you ask anyone, what is religion? Or you are being asked, what is religion? What will you say? Maybe you will say religion is, attached to an organization, attached to something, a belief system. But really, to make it simple, religion is the do's and the don'ts. And this is why human being needs this in this world. Even the free thinker, they have their do's and don'ts. Those who said, I only believe in myself. See, this is why they have their do's and don'ts. They define the do's and don'ts. The difference between Deenullah, meaning the religion of Allah, and Deenul Insan, the religion of human being, is the do's and don'ts. That's all. The do's and the don'ts from the human changes, like it or not. Your do's and my don'ts different. Your do's and don'ts may be different from culture and things like that. The Chinese has their do's and don'ts. The Malays has their do's and everyone has their do's and don'ts. But the Allah's do's and don'ts, which is called the Sharia, never change. It's divine. It lasts forever. Not only that, it lasts anytime, anywhere, for everyone. 1,400 years ago until today, same. No change. And it can also last until the day of judgment, until the end of the world. It will not be changed. Does not need to be changed also. So this is the beauty of this religion. Allah's law, the Sharia, never change. What has been perfected 1,400 years ago, it will last until now. However, the first thing in Islam that Allah wants us to emphasize is for every single human being to recognize who is their creator. That's the first thing. Before we even talk about the do's and don'ts, the first thing in Islam, it's about recognizing your creator. And in Arabic, they call this the knowledge of knowing your God, or ilmul tawheed. For those who have, following our class, you know what is ilmul tawheed, right? The oneness of Allah. That everyone believe that there is only one God. The God that created all of us. You and me. Muslim, not yet Muslim. Whether you want to believe in him or not, that's a secondary. You may choose not to. But the fact is, he created you. That's the fact. Allah created every single human soul. He is the creator of the whole universe, not just human being. He created the small and the big. Everything belongs to him. And not only that, he provides. He sustains us. He created us. He teaches. He sustains us. He provides us with what is good. And he asks us to do what is supposed to be good for us. And stay away from all the bad things. And this is the main message from all the messengers and prophets sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All of them were appointed to call their people, to remind them about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to recognize their own creator. This is the main message. From Adam, the first messenger, until the last prophet, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, all of them, the main message is to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to recognize Allah. So that's the first thing that Islam would like to emphasize for every single human soul. After believing and recognizing our creator, then we need to know about the do's and the don'ts. This is what I just said just now, the Sharia. In Arabic they say the Sharia. The do's and don'ts. Why? Because when Allah created us, Allah knows what is good for us. Actually not just good, what's best for us. And Allah also knows what is not good for us. So He will tell us what is good for us, for our body, our mind, and our soul. The do's and the don'ts are all for us. It's not for Allah. One thing we have to understand, whatever Allah wants us to do is for our own good. Whatever Allah wants us to stay away from, it is also for our own good. Nothing for Him. He doesn't need do's and don'ts. It is for us. We need the do's and the don'ts. Just like when you go to the organic shop, you will see the organic food they have this label called BMS, because the organic food is good for the body, mind and soul. So the Sharia is good for the body, the mind and the soul. This is the divine Sharia. This is not the organic stuff. The best for us. So if we were to choose organic food for our body, then why look west and east when we have Islam, which is already perfected for all of us? We don't need to look at others, what others have done. We don't look east. Oh, okay. Oh, we have. Everyone should turn to this religion. Not just the Muslims, everyone. Because this religion, as we learn more about it, you will realize that it is complete. The first thing in Sharia is about ibadah. It's about worship. The things that we have been talking for many weeks, for many months. We have the pillars of Islam. We have the salah. Start from the shahada, and then we have the salah. And then we have the zakah. We have the fasting. We talked about fasting just now. Fasting in the month of Ramadan. And then we have the hajj. Let's talk about salah. The salah is the food for the soul. You see, when Allah wants us to pray, He does not just leave us to pray wherever we want. Wherever we want, whatever we want, whenever we feel like it. See, this is how perfect Islam is. Allah, He prescribed the timing. 5 times a day. Not 6 times, not 4 times. 5 times. Perfect. From 1400 years ago until now, 5 times. Nobody today, if he were to say, I sin a lot, Brother Adam, I need to do 6 times. No. People will say, no, you pray 5 times. Or someone say, I pray a lot already. I'm very righteous. I only need to pray 4 times. No, you still pray 5 times. 5 times is the balance. This is how perfect. Even in the salah, the first one, Fajr, how many rak'at, how many units? How many units? 2. And then, after Fajr is Zohor. How many? 4. After that, how many? 4. And then, after that, Maghrib. After that, 3. And the last one is Isha. How many? 4. 2, 4, 4, 3, 4. This is the direct line to Allah. Called 2, 4, 4, 3, direct line to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Do you have the number to Allah? Yes. 2, 4, 4, 3, 4. Remember that. No area code. Just 2, 4, 4, 3, 4. Direct line. Allah wants to talk to us 5 times a day, and this is the number to die. Even He fixed the number of unit. Nobody today says, you know, Fajr 2 not enough, I want to add 1 more. No. Or 2 is too much, I want to do 1 only. No. 2. Perfect. Do you know of anyone trying to change this? You see? Anyone can refute this. You go anywhere around the world, travel, you meet a Muslim, he said, oh, it's time to Fajr, let's pray. He will not tell you, let's pray 3 rakat. No one. Anywhere you go around the world. This is how perfect the religion is preserved. Even if you think about it, you cannot imagine how can human being preserve this. It is definitely from Allah. Oh yeah, Muhammad SAW, he did this. How? He passed away already. Who has preserved this? No other religion has ever done this. This is the only religion. And actually this itself already proves that this is the real religion. This is the truth. Because human being cannot do this. This is the prayer we're talking about. We have not even talked about more. Talk about fasting. We will talk about fasting just now, right? In the month of Ramadan, anyone here says, oh, I want to fast 30 days in Sha'ban, I don't want to do Ramadan. Ramadan, too many people. Everyone is fasting Ramadan, I want to do a different month. People say you're crazy. People will refute you. Month of Ramadan shut down. You will see the world change in the month of Ramadan. It's not just in Malaysia, the whole world change. The way Muslims work in Ramadan totally change. It shuts down the business some more. Some of the restaurants will shut down. You know? This is how powerful, how perfect it is. And in the month of Ramadan, 29 or 30 days, that's it. Minimum 29 days, maximum 30 days. Why? Because the month depends on the moon, sometimes 29 days, sometimes 30 days. You want to fast 28 also cannot. You want to fast more, 31 also cannot, because there's no 31 days in one month. You see? How perfect. You say, oh, but the Idul Fitri, I want to fast. I don't want to go Raya. I want to fast. Cannot. Prohibited. People will shove food into your mouth just to make you break your fast. It doesn't make you more righteous. Even the time of fasting from sunrise to sunset is fixed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Nobody want to say, I want to start fasting Zohor lah. No, doesn't work that way. Or when Maghrib comes, you know, I want to fast a little bit more until Isha. Doesn't make you more righteous. In fact, make you less righteous. Because the Prophet ﷺ said so. To hasten the breaking of the fast. And this is why you see the Muslim rush to break fast in the month of Ramadan. Some people do not understand. They said, fast whole day, tak boleh tahan ke, 1 minit pun tak boleh tahan. It's not like this. It's not. Because we are commanded when we want to break fast, we hasten our fast, breaking our fast. This is the beauty of this religion. Balance. Even if you want to do more, this is not how it is done. There are times that if when you want to do more, you're not allowed. During the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, one man came and told the Prophet, I want to fast every day because I can do it. He's not allowed. He said, no, you cannot fast every day. The max he can do, the Prophet told him, you do every other day. Fast one day, break fast second day, third day fast again. Cannot fast every day the whole year. Cannot. This is the ibadah. Same thing when you go for Hajj. Nobody can say, I want to go Hajj, I want to go Hajj during Ramadan. Don't want to go during Dhul Hijjah. I don't want. No, it's fixed during the time of Dhul Hijjah. And it starts on the 8th of Dhul Hijjah. Oh no, I want to start on the 3rd. I want to avoid the crowd. Cannot. See? And Allah says, you do it once in a year, once in lifetime. Why? It's for us also. Can you imagine if Allah says, do it every year? Today, every year we have to go Hajj. Subhanallah. How much money do we have? Even if the Muslims are rich, will we be able to do it? Billions of Muslims gathered in Mecca every year. The Saudi government will collapse. They cannot organize this largest party in the whole wide world. Even organizing 3 millions of people is difficult, right? It's for us. So Allah says, do it once in a year. And this is the ultimate ibadah. When you go there, I mean, I've been there, alhamdulillah. Allah gave me the opportunity to perform Hajj 4 years ago. It was amazing. People around the world came together in one place. White, yellow, red, black skin, whatever color skin you see, colorful skin people. Everyone, the male only wear the white clothes. The white, 2 pieces of cloth covered themselves. That's all. You could be standing next to someone who is a janitor and you could be a manager in a company, but both of you wear the same clothing, dress code, same dress code, standing next to each other, shoulder to shoulder, praying. Subhanallah, Hajj, to make us realize that in the eye of Allah, we are all the same. The only difference is righteousness, at-taqwa, the piety. That will raise our rank. You could be a king. Our Prime Minister Najib, if he wants to perform Hajj, he has to wear two-piece. He cannot wear tie. No, not allowed. Hajj, the beauty of this religion. You will see Chinese, not Chinese, Arabs, not wow, all kinds of people. Amazing, Allahu Akbar. And when we pray behind one Imam, when the Imam says Allahu Akbar, everyone Allahu Akbar. It's seriously, I don't know how to describe. One day, inshallah, may Allah grant us opportunity to go there. Ameen. When you go there, you will see. Then when the Iqamah is started, Allahu Akbar, people start to form the lines. You just cannot imagine how people just form the lines of prayer. No one will tell, okay, come, this is line number 1, number 2, come fill up now. No, people just go, automatically know how to form their line. Shoulder to shoulder, feet to feet. And then when the Imam says Allahu Akbar, everyone Allahu Akbar. Allah. And then when the Imam goes to sujood, everyone goes position. Have you ever seen, YouTube video? You see how people perform Hajj, how they pray. Amazing, you see. It's like, the dominoes. Like everyone bow, everyone come out. Amazing. And then there's a place that we have to all gather and overnight. Part of the rituals of performing Hajj. This place is called Muzdalifah. Assalamu alaikum. Right. In Muzdalifah, everyone, because there's no tent, you have to go there. It's a big piece of land. You just sleep there. Ustaz Husseini, he called this the million-star hotel. Why? Because everyone will just look up to the sky, million stars. Very nice. You have to be there. Everyone just put sleeping blanket, sleeping bag, and just sleep there. Everyone sleep there. Amazing. You have to overnight there. This is the beauty of Islam. Make us realize that when we perform Hajj, we are just the servant of Allah. We are just the slaves of Allah. Being the slaves of Allah doesn't make us a lesser human being. Actually, it makes us complete human being, because we submit to our Creator. Just like a newborn baby. Submit to his Creator. When the newborn baby is born, he cries. When he's hungry, he sucks. Who teaches him to do it? Is the mommy teach him? When you're hungry, you cry, huh? No. The baby totally submit to his Creator in the state of fitrah. When she breastfeed him, he will just suck. The milk will come from the mother. How? If it's not from God. And then automatically, when he grows up, he will start to flip, start to sit, the parents do nothing. Anyone have children knows. The parents will say, hey, come, sit, I teach you how to sit. Come, I teach you how to flip. Come, I teach you how to grab my fingers. None of the parents do. So if it's not from Allah, then it is from who? after we learn about ibadah, that is between the relationship between us and Allah. What about the relationship between human to human? Then we need to learn about the do's and the don'ts between human beings. For example, how do you treat your neighbors? How do you get married? Because Allah created us. Allah knows we don't want to live alone. Everyone here, some people say, I don't want to get married, but they may not want to get married, but they don't want to live alone. It is our fitrah, the state of how Allah created us. We want to have a partner. So Allah teaches how to get married. It has the do's and the don'ts. Yes, Islam prohibits free mixing, female and male, you know. But Islam allows marriages. And this is why the Prophet ﷺ, he mentioned, An-nikah min sunnati. Marriage is my sunnah. My sunnah means my way. It's the way of Islam. فَمَنْ رَغِبَ sunnati. Whoever goes against my sunnah, my way, فَلَيْسَ مِنِّي. Then he is not from my ummah. He's not from us. And this is why also during the time of the Prophet ﷺ, someone came and said, I don't want to get married. I just want to dedicate myself in the masjid and pray. And the Prophet said, no. I get married. He said, I get married. And I'm a prophet. So in Islam it tells us what are do's and the don'ts. Even how to get married. How do you treat your other half? The man, for example. Outside of the family, people may see like, wow, Brother Adam, you're very good. You're a good man, Brother Adam. Whether I'm a good man or not, the Prophet ﷺ said, the man status is given by the wife. If the wife says he's a good man, he's a good man. See? Maybe the whole wide world give him best man award, whatever. But if the wife says, he's not a good man, he's not a good man. So there are many things. How to interact with your spouse. How's the wife supposed to treat the husband? When you have children, what should you do? When you have a newborn baby, we have aqiqah. We sacrifice goat. We give charity. We shave the head of the baby on the 7th day. We give a good name. How to give a good name? What are the names that are not supposed to give to your child? The prohibited names. The do's and the don'ts are all there. For us, we don't need to look somewhere else. How to treat our neighbors, to the extent that the companions, they said, the Prophet keeps saying, treat your neighbors good, keep saying it, until they feel like, oh, maybe when we die, we also have to, our neighbors can inherit from us, to that extent. Because the Prophet keep emphasizing about treating your neighbors. When is the last time we talked to our neighbor? Right? Including myself. I don't even know my neighbor. Especially when we live in a condominium, right? You don't even know. Exactly. And this is why there are many things that we do. Like for example, when you cook, the Prophet ﷺ, when Aisha cook, he will ask Aisha to add a little bit more water so that the soup becomes more, so that he asks Aisha to give to the neighbors and the friends. We said add more so that I can eat more, right? This is us. How do we interact with friends? For example, workers, our bosses. Economic also, how do we deal with tradings? How can we not cheat people? It's all in Islam. Beautiful is religion. One day the Prophet ﷺ, he was buying something from a woman who is selling vegetables. And he said he saw the vegetables very nice. He said, okay, I want some. So when the seller is taking it from somewhere else, he said, how come they are not taking from here? So apparently he put some of the nice one on top, but the bottom ones are bad, so that people will come by. Then they will take the bad ones too. And then the Prophet said, the cheaters are not from me, not from my ummah. Yeah, how even we trade, how we not cheat in the weighing scale. How even, like, for example, you want to buy a car, for example. How you're supposed to agree in prices. How you're not supposed to praise your own product. Say, wow, this is a very good product. You're not supposed to praise. It's all mentioned. If you want to buy. You can tell what are the features of the product, but you're not supposed to, if you buy this, if you eat this, today you see the marketing, the advertisement, there's so many lies, right? People are like, hey, I buy this, hey, actually it's not like this. When I look at the advertisement say this is it, but then when I bought it, hey, they put a very small asterisk, very small fine print there. Terms and conditions applied. Deceitful. So even say, for example, your marriage turns sour, you need to get out from this marriage. Allah shows us the way. The religion shows us the way out. It's not a dead end. Like, you get married, that's it, dead end. My husband is a drug addict, also dead end. I cannot get out from this marriage. My husband punched me 100 times, still cannot get out. No. To the extent that if the Prophet said, those who have divorced and they have children, if the husband, for example, stop the children seeing the mother, Allah will stop the husband seeing someone he loved in the day of judgment. That, cannot do that. Today, how many times how often we hear people got divorced and then turn very bad, The children don't even know the other side of the family. No, it's not allowed in Islam. There are ways to get out from something that doesn't work out, and you get out in peace, not in quarrel. The Prophet ﷺ said, for any man who wants to divorce a woman, let him buy her a gift. Can you imagine? Buy a gift to the woman that you want to divorce. This is the recommendation, the recommended act. Do you hear of anyone do that when they want to divorce? All kind of bad words come out from the mouth. Beautiful religion. We don't understand, or we understand but we don't want to practice. This is the problem with. If only people understand this religion, and this is why we keep saying we believe that Islam is the only religion that can unite human beings, can bring change to the world, because Alhamdulillah, Allah has preserved this knowledge. the knowledge of this religion. There is nothing that is useful for us, and Allah did not preserve it. Or there is nothing that is we are supposed to stay away from. Allah, the Prophet ﷺ has also warned us about it. So with that, I want to stop the talk so that you can ask questions. Yes, brother.
You mentioned about akikah or whether people need to do akikah or need.
You can do. The Prophet ﷺ, when he was appointed a prophet, he also performed akikah for himself. Yeah, you can do. No problem. Yeah. It's a very good question from the brother. He asked, for the revert, for those who have become Muslim, do we also need to do akikah? Because when we were born, our parents obviously did not do akikah for us, meaning slaughter God, sacrifice God for us. So, do we need to do it? Right? You can do it. The Prophet ﷺ, he actually did it for himself. Yeah. He slaughtered 2 goats for himself. Any other questions? Today is a very general topic, so you can ask a lot of questions. Come, if you're shy, write in a piece of paper and pass it. Any questions?
Can we pass on Friday?
Okay, there's another questions from the brother. Can we fast? Obviously, it's a recommended fasting, right? We're not talking about Ramadan fasting. On Friday, we cannot single out Friday. Yeah. Meaning you cannot just fast on Friday itself. You can fast Thursday and Friday, or Friday, Saturday. You can combine, but you cannot single out Friday. Yeah. Any other questions? Any other problems that you guys have that you would like to ask? Anyone has problem praying 5 times a day? For the not yet Muslim, any questions? No? Really? No question? So, okay. Again.
When some people pass away, we always say rest in peace. Is it right to use rest in peace when we know there's a questions in the great Alam Barzakh?
For the Muslims, if someone passes away for the Muslims, we say Inna lillahi wa inna lillahi raji'un. Indeed, we belong to Allah and to Him we shall return, it means. And for the Muslim, it is also recommended we make dua for them. If it's a male, for example, we said Allahumma qfillahu warhamhu wa'afihi wa'fu anhu. May Allah forgive him, forgive of his sins, and have mercy on him. For the non-Muslim who have passed away, there is nothing to say about it, yeah, because we cannot pray for them. To say that rest in peace also, I don't think it's appropriate, because really we don't know what is going on, right? So we can just send condolences to them. Yeah, that's all. Ta'ziyah. Yeah. Yes, sisters.
We can say
you can also, because everyone, Muslim or not yet Muslim, will return to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yes.
But I used to live so many people, so even to Muslim, we say, tenanglah anda di sana.
Apa? Tenang. I pray for them. It's always good to pray for the Muslims. Yeah, prayer. That's the sunnah, the way of the Prophet. Yeah. Attend his funeral if you can. If you cannot, pray for them.
If we cannot attend, we can do solat gaib, isn't it?
You can, like I say, it's not a must, because people who have performed there, they have done the duty. Yeah, you can, but it's better to just make dua. Yeah, unless you know the person who has passed away and no one has performed salat janazah for them, then you can do for them. Yep. Yes, sister.
Just now you said make dua if it's a male.
Correct. Waqfu anhu.
It's a female.
Then you replace the hu to ha. Allahumma ighfir laha warhamha wa'afiha waqfu anha. Yeah. Very good questions. Arabic questions. Those who study Arabic will understand. Yeah. Ha, okay? It's a ha with alif. It's a long ha. Okay? Yeah. Yes, sisters. What happened when a person passed away?
I'm saying about the soul.
The soul. Allahu Akbar. That's a lecture by itself. I'm assuming you're asking for Muslims?
Yes.
Okay, for Muslims, the Prophet ﷺ, he told us when the Muslims pass away or about to pass away, the angels of death will come and he will call him to come out, and he would come out. So the soul will come out just like the Prophet even described. He said the soul would come out just like, you know, when the water pipe, right? When you have shut down the pipe, there's one more drop of water and it just dropped. That's how the feeling is. That's it. So he will just come out just like that, very easy. Yeah, for the Muslims. So the soul will come out, and then the angels will bring him up to paradise. Yeah. And after that, he will come down again to his graveyard when he is buried. Then he would see the people carry him to the graveyard until he's buried, and then when the family went home, they would ask, "Where are you going?" They will actually ask, "Where are you going? Why are you leaving me here?" And then they will stay in the graveyard, and then someone will come to the graveyard in a very nice form, smells very nice. He will sit with him, his companion, in the graveyard. So the deceased will ask him, "Who are you?" And he will say, "I am all the good deeds that you have done." Yeah. So he will accompany him. And his graveyard will have two windows. One window will see the house in paradise, and the other window will see the house in hellfire. And he will be told that if you were not a good person, you would be ended up in that hellfire. And then he will be shown his house in paradise, and he will be longing for going there. But he will be there to wait for the judgment day. Yeah. So that's the short story of 1 hour, 2 hour lecture. But yes, that's how the soul, when they pass away. It's all described in details. In fact, actually, it's very detailed. Because everyone pass away, our death has a taste. Allah mentions in the Quran, Kullu nafsin dha'iqatul maut. There's a taste. Every single soul will taste death. So the death has a flavor. Yeah. So whether it's a good death or not, we ask Allah to make us die in a good death. Yeah. So how can we make sure we have a good death? The Prophet ﷺ says, make sure we are busy with good deeds, so that when the death comes to us, we die in a good state. Yeah. Inshallah. For the non-Muslim who pass away, we leave it to some other time. Any other questions? That's a very good question. Very scary question. Yes.
Because I hear that sometimes when someone passes away, we shouldn't say Al-Fatiha, but instead Inna Lillah.
Yeah, because that's the way of the Prophet. And we all believe the way of the Prophet is the best way. Yeah. So we follow the way of the Prophet. Yeah. So saying Inna Lillahi is the best. Yes. Any other questions? Yes, brother.
Sakaratul Maut. It's very painful state. Okay. So what should we do to make our Sakaratul Maut not as painful as should be? Make it easier?
The punishment of graveyard. The brother is asking, the punishment of graveyard is severe. So how can we do something about it to prevent the severity of the punishment of graveyard? First of all, the punishment of graveyard is real. It's not something that is a myth. It's real. The Prophet ﷺ, he would make dua in the salah before he salam in his last raka'at, in his last tashahud, before he make the salam, he would make dua. One dua that consists of 4 things he would ask Allah from. One of the things is he asked Allah to protect him from the punishment of graveyard. So it's real. And he would never say the salam before he recite this dua. And this dua, last week I think I mentioned, is it last week or the week before? I asked all of you to download the apps called Hisnul Muslim, right? Yeah, from the Hisnul Muslim app you can find that dua, the supplications. Therefore, go to the category that says last tashahud, and then there's a dua, and the dua has 4 things. The first thing, the Prophet would ask for the protections from the punishment of graveyard. And secondly, what you can do is, the Prophet ﷺ also said, before you sleep, read Suratul Mulk, Suratul Al-Mulk. So read that before you sleep. That if you read that and you die in your sleep, the person will be protected from the punishment of graveyard. And the third one I can think of is the Prophet ﷺ, one day he mentioned when he passed by a graveyard, with the companions, they hear the crying of the graveyard. And the Prophet said they are being punished for something very small, which is they did not wash themselves after going to the toilet. Istinja. So make sure you wash yourself after you go to the toilet. So being clean all the time, read Surah Al-Mulk, and make sure in your salah, read the dua in the last tashahud before you salam, inshallah. That can prevent us from the punishment of graveyard. Very good question. Today, a lot of graveyard question. Any other questions? Something not that scary.
Any guidelines of entering other religion place of worship? Like if you go traveling, you go to church, just to
See.
experience, or shrines, or we should not,
there is no prohibition to go to places like this. What is prohibited is to have the intention just to travel there, just to see. Yeah. So if you set your intention, say for example, I want to set intention to go to Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal is a shrine, everyone knows, right? Yeah, that is not allowed. So you want to have the intention, maybe go to India to visit a masjid, for example, to visit Muslims friends. But at the same time, when you are there, you have a look. There's no problem with it. You want to go to the church just to understand, because you may not be a Christian, right? But you want to understand Christianity so that you appreciate Islam more, for example. Yeah, there is nothing wrong about that. Yeah. For education purposes, yeah, no problem. But to intend just to go, like I want to go to Rome because I want to visit this cathedral, for example. No, that's not allowed. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So when we travel, we should always have the intention to travel to a place to visit the brothers and sisters in that country, for example. Help them, see if they need help, for example. Right? I remember many years back when I went to Bali, the the Muslim community in Bali is very poor. The masjid is in a very poor state. The people living there also very poor. Yeah. So things like that. So when we visit a place, have the intention to visit them, help them if they need help. If you have the means to help them, or if you don't have the means to help, at least visit them, talk to them, pray with them. They would definitely appreciate it, because I went there and they were very happy to see me, and then we performed salah together, and then I had chit chat with them. We had a cup of tea with them, and then they feel very warm, because of the conditions that they were in. Right? Good questions. Not so scary. Any other questions? We still have time, inshallah, until 12:30.
Okay, Ustaz. Yeah, I want to ask, me, I'm a reverted to Islam.
Same.
So, my parents are non-Muslim.
Okay.
So, as obviously in Islam, we say we have to respect our
Yep.
parents, to take care of the parents.
Yep.
Like my mother is old already.
Okay.
So I want to buy something for him to eat.
Okay.
Of course, it's not halal food.
Okay.
Can we buy that kind of thing? Not for me, but for my mother.
Understand.
Is it prohibited, or how is it?
It's always better to buy halal food for them, because we believe halal food is just not meant for the Muslims. Halal food is meant for every human being.
Yeah.
It's good for them. So if they are sick, for example, it's even more important to buy them halal food, because we know halal food is healthy for them. So try to buy something, if you can find an alternative which is halal, and it's better. Like for example, if I visit a non-Muslim who is sick, I always buy honey, for example. Honey, nobody...
If really I buy something like it's not halal food, maybe my mother like to eat those type of food.
Understand.
We respect her, and then we buy and stuff thing. Because it's old already, it's not so long time they can eat, so we have to buy something we like.
But
Is it we are having some sin if we buy those type of food?
yeah, I wouldn't say it's a totally sinful or something like that, because sometimes you have to see your scenario, right? Yeah. But the best advice is always try to see if anything that you can, because we don't want to. You also don't want to send a different message to your family members that, or you are okay to buy or non-halal food. So then they become very confused, because sometimes they're like, how come suddenly he can buy this kind of thing, right? All this way he doesn't. So we don't want to send a different message to them, so that they can understand, and so if you can find an alternative, why not? Try your best to find the best alternative. Otherwise, do whatever you can. If you have to, you have to. No problem. It's not I wouldn't say it's an absolute sinful thing, because everyone has our own situation. So only we know, and we try our level best. I think Ustaz Husseini mentioned many times, we try our level best to obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So whatever shortcomings, may Allah forgive us. It may not, your situation may not be applicable to my situation. So I wouldn't be able to give a blanket fatwa to say it's absolutely wrong to do that. But the best advice is always try to find alternative. It's for your own good, so that you don't sense like for example myself also, I try my best to find an alternative. Otherwise, then all the effort I have been talking to my family members, inviting them to Islam, suddenly they're like, how come you can do this? Then I send a wrong message to them. So I also have my own scenario. But the general ruling is always try our level best to obey Allah. Fattaqullah mastata'tum. Have taqwa Allah in the best way that we can. Any other questions? No more? want to go home already? Okay, if there's no more, we'll end the session for this week. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you.